Okay, now we're having a look at describing circles as, well, the transformations, and finding their equations. Now I'd like to remind you, the formula for a circle is x take h squared plus y take k squared equals r squared. So they have a centre h, comma, k, and radius r. This one, so 13a or 9a, the centre is 2, 3, and the radius is 1. So that 2 is h, and that 3 is k. So we know we've got x take 2 squared plus y take 3 squared equals 1 squared. Before I did this though, I should have described it as, transformed. So it was a normal circle, moved right 2 and up 3, which is how we knew what the centre was. Which means our actual equation is going to come out as x take 2 squared plus y take 3 squared equals 1 squared, which is 1. Here, the centre is at -2, -1. The radius they've given us is 2. So this is 13b. So that's a normal circle. Moved left 2 and down 2, which means we've got x plus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 2 squared, which means we've got x plus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 4. Okay, now let's have a look. I'm going to move that over a bit. Now let's have a look at C and D, because these are harder. Yes, they've given us the centres, but they haven't given us the radiuses. So we have to figure out the radius ourselves. So the centre is at -1, 1, which means we've moved left 1 and up 1, but the radius, we don't know the radius. We're going to have to find the distance from the centre to the outside. So remember, I just want to remind you, the distance formula is an application of Pythagoras. So we'll have this is our r. This is the point -1, 1, and this is the point 4, 0, 0, 4, sorry, because x is 0, y is 4. Which means we've gone 1 sideways and 3 up, yeah? So radius squared equals 1 squared plus 3 squared. So they both came from how far left and right it's gone. So r equals the square root of 10, which means my formula is going to be x plus 1 squared plus y take 1 squared, so that's my h and k, equals root 10 squared, which means I've got x plus 1 squared plus y take 1 squared equals 10. Now let's have a look at 13D. Here, it's really hard. It's going to be like there's no point trying to find this distance there because I don't even know where there is. The only point that I do know is on the edge of the circle is that one. And that's the point 0, 0. So let's do the normal steps. Our centre is 2 minus 1. which means it's a normal circle. Don't really need to write that. It means it's moved right 2 and down 1 to figure out the radius. This time my thing's going to look a bit more like this. This is the point 0, 0. This is the point 2, -1. So if I build my triangle around that, it's gone up 1 and across 2. So r squared equals 1 squared plus 2 squared. So r equals √5. Which means in my formula, I've got x take 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals √5 squared, which means I've got x take 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 5. It's kind of as hard as it gets with those. That's it.